Hey, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video.
Are you ready?
Fasten your seatbelts.
Drivers, start your engines.
Race activated. Sheer passion. Change the game forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Racing with Celebs.
Are you ready? Because we are ready. It's time for another episode of Racing with Celebs with me, Donovan Clyde, and my co-host, Johan Snyman. For you guys tuning in for the first time, we start every episode with a word of the day. And today's word is dedicated to you. You on the couch there watching this episode. Our word for the day, armchair enthusiast. Alternatively, armchair racer. An individual who follows motorsport primarily on television and or the internet and reads books and magazines about the subject. That is why we want to thank you for tuning in every week for your dose of Racing with Celebs, the show that shares your passion above and beyond the comfort of your home. Today we are at Swartkop Raceway. During the period of 1988 to 1995, Swartkop Raceway proved beyond doubt that the Pretoria Centurion venue was viable. The facility was supported by the public and proved to be very popular with competitors and associated sponsors. Swartkop was born out of passion with a purpose to create. And that is why we are here today. The facility will comprise us of an international standard racetrack of 2.5 kilometers in length. Our celebrity today is Fanie De Villiers. In his career, he has bowled 4,805 balls in Test cricket. His best figures for bowling in an ODI is 4,427. He is legend. Not only did we all grow up knowing his name, he is also one of the guys we all tried to bowl like. He made his ODI debut against India in 1992 and played his last in 1997. And today he is an international cricket commentator. He is one of the fastest bowlers. But can he bowl a Nash car for a duck today? Johan, over to you.
Can he handle a car like he handles a ball? We will have to find out. Hello and welcome to another episode of Racing with Celebs. My name is Johan Snyman and believe me, I'm glad I'm not facing one of these balls today. Not that I'm scared, I just have a reputation to protect. Nash Motorsport was founded through a passion for motorsport. With experience of many different racing cars and categories, Nash Motorsport are driven by the desire to deliver an affordable, durable, sport racing car that is cost effective to buy, race and maintain. Without any delay, let's take a closer look at these cars and chat to some of the guys in charge of Nash Motorsport. Matt, welcome to Racing with Celebs and a very big thank you once again to you and Nash Motorsport for giving us a go in these awesome looking cars.
Yeah, it's great to be here again. We've another beautiful day at Swartkop, so yeah, let's see how it goes. Really looking forward to it. It was really fun last time and we really enjoyed the show, so yeah, thanks for having us.
Matt, you've mentioned that most of the car is VW based. Can you just give me a little bit more details on the car itself?
Our car was born from a need to build a cheap, easy to run car in South Africa. Going VW components was one of the most sensible things that we've done, just because we get great support from VW Motorsport and the parts are very easily available, the parts are very cheap, and we designed a car around, a VW engine and a VW gearbox, brakes, all that kind of stuff, all VW, all easily over the counter stuff. Then we make our own chassis, uprights, all our suspension components, bodywork, all the sort of race car components we make in-house, and that's all blended together with cheaper VW components that really make for an amazing race car. The cars are very simple and easy to run. It's all just worked out really, really well. I think we even surprised ourselves with how well we're managing to make everything work. Slowly but surely we want something bulletproof. It must be cheap, it must be simple to run.
Absolutely. Nash, thank you once again for your time today. We can't wait to get on track and have fun.
Yeah, awesome. Can't wait either. It's going to be a good day. Got quite a few cars here, so yeah.
It's now time to introduce you to our celebrity for today, Fanie De Villiers. Fanie, welcome to Racing with Celebs. It's an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you very much. It's the world of the unknown, so we'll find out how good it's going to be.
Have you ever been on a racetrack before?
I've been on the you know, those off-road vehicles. I've been navigating in one of those, and that was absolutely frightening. It was seriously frightening. And by the looks of it and the little bit of that I've had here with a driver on my left-hand side, it was a little bit easier, but I must admit the speed is just mind-boggling. The bucket seats, I thought that was tight, but when the car took off, I didn't feel the bucket seats anymore. There was much more serious things to think about. No, it was absolutely fantastic. Adrenaline, the unknown, as I said, and it's a pity that I had to wait 54 years to do it.
And your expectations?
At this stage, not much. I think I'm realistic. I'm not going to try and set records here for 50-year-olds, but definitely going to enjoy the experience. You know, in the cricketing world, when you're tense, there's always a bit of wind, and it escapes. But this bloody suit, it comes up all the way to here. It's not easy.
Stay buckled in your seats as we take Fanie De Villiers around the track with Racing with Celebs and Nash Motorsport. Racing with Celebs, and what an incredible celeb to bring out for the very first time here at Zwartkops, joining us with Racing with Celebs and Nash Motorsport. We've got Fanie De Villiers making his way out into the circuit for the very first time. Yes, that's right, the fast bowler. Let's see how fast he is on track. He's been taken out by James Forbes from Nash Motorsport and given a little bit of an inkling as to what these Nash specials can do. This is a 2-litre 8-valve engine underneath these sports cars, and of course these sports cars built here in South Africa by Nash Motorsport, and they compete in the South African Endurance Championship. And it's great to see a big field coming to be part and parcel. It's Paul Sullivan who'll be out there with him, Gavin Rook, Andrew Texera, Jackie Morrison, Johan Snyman, Shane Kroon, and remember also take into account James Forbes, the man behind the scenes with Matt Nash, who puts all the effort into getting these cars all sorted out. So Fanie De Villiers has had his first lap in anger now. Let's get down into the pit lane and find out exactly what he felt and how things went out there in the car. Hopefully he's going to get quicker and quicker, as he did with his bowling in South African cricket.
It was tough, I must admit. You know, you're kind of nervous on making mistakes. Not nervous as such of rolling the car, but nervous on making mistakes. You struggle to get the gears. It's the unknown. It's amazing. You know, it just defies logic on how quickly you can go to a turn and then brake straight and then start turning. A normal vehicle will just not be able to do it. It's absolutely amazing.
Fanie, I have to agree, these Nash Sports are incredible little motor cars, and as you can see as they head down towards turn 1 now into Compendium Insurance Corner, an absolutely amazing start there. Remember, he'll be in car 67. Car 9 there, Paul Sullivan sitting in second place as they head down towards turn 2. And watch how these guys are going to give Fanie a bit of a run for his money. We're on board here with Johan Snyman looking back as they go through turn 2. The Nash Sport getting great traction out of turn 2 now. And looks like there's a bit of a move on there. Yes, indeed. Slowly but surely starting to make his way there. Gavin Rook trying to find a way on the inside of turn 3 as they come up on that back straight for the very first time. Back straight in the Nash Sport in full flight will probably be about 200 k's an hour. And then it's just slightly off, possibly down to third gear, depending on what ratios Matt Nash and James Forbes will put into these cars for the weekend. But with the usual ratios that they run here at Zwartkops, they'd probably bang it up into third gear and then back into fourth with a short change up the hill. De Villiers leading out at the moment. He's got 3 cars right on his tail. One is Sullivan, one is Rook. It looks like Jackie Morrison is going to join them as well. Just behind that, chopping and changing, James Forbes starting to make his way through to the front end, looking for opportunities if there is one into Kenwood. Double right-hander there for them. And side by side, enough room for these 2 cars to go side by side. They go through the left-hand flick. That's Mix FM, and now heading down the hill for the first time on this first lap. De Villiers still leads out, but I think Forbes might be just giving him a run for his money on the inside now. He has a look going in. James Forbes with a big dive. Couldn't quite make it stick, but definitely had a chance there. Paul Sullivan there as well. Paul Sullivan starting to make a move. He comes up in a second place now, getting through on Forbes on that move into the final corner. So it's Forbes, Sullivan, Kroon in there as well. Watch out for him as he comes through there. He's got the green nose, remember. And then 12 is Forbes. Johan Snyman in the 888 car just behind that, as they all fan out, trying to outbrake each other down into turn 2. Incredibly, De Villiers is hanging on, but I think these guys might be just giving him a bit of a run for his money here. There's a good possibility they're showing this the fast bowler what it's all about, and eventually Fanie is going to feel what it's really all about. When these guys start to open up and those tyres come into their own, those little 2-litre 8-valve engines are going to start pumping out the good lap times that they get here at Zwartkops. Matt Nash and James Forbes have worked frantically. They've had international experience and they've also had international exposure with these cars. And there's a lot of guys internationally that want to buy them as well this year in South Africa. These cars that they're running at the moment, every single one of them participating in the South African Endurance Championship. And now piloted by Fanie De Villiers, who still hangs on, but barely. You can see the guys behind starting to get into that race mood. And with the race mood, of course, all of a sudden things are going to change up. Down on the brakes. Shane Kroon starting to come in there as well. Look out for the 9-6 car. Nice start there. 999 car, beg your pardon, of Gavin Rook. Gavin Rook now starting to put in the pressure. Lap 4. And this Nash Motorsport pack of hounds heading down towards turn 2 at this point. Chopping and changing. Good possibility of a change up for the lead. Yeah, we're going to see a new leader. No, De Villiers shuts law. He was pretty impressed with how they all went. And oh, there we go. Coming out of turn 2, he makes a slight mistake. As we go on board with him, commentator's curse there for Fanie De Villiers. How many times has he done that in cricket, where he's made a commentator's curse? So it's quite nice to have a commentator in the car now as well. So I can only not be the only one who makes mistakes. Under a bit of pressure there. You can see the pressure starting to be applied by 2 more cars. Andrew Texera also in the mix there as well, starting to throw in a couple of good laps. De Villiers trying to hang on to the back end, but not quite there just yet. Normally as a fast bowler, he'd be on the attack, sending balls down the wicket at a rapid pace. But now also having to defend in the background. If all that instruction that James Forbes gave him earlier in the day can come into play, is he going to be able to find those breaking points that allow him to overtake? If you want to check out more action and more behind the scenes, make sure you check out our Facebook page, Racing with Celebs, on Facebook, for all of that additional and vital information on our celebrities. De Villiers dropping by the wayside though ever so slightly, as you can see. He's unfortunately not been able to keep up with the pace of the front end. That's kind of expected in all of our Racing with Celebrities. We give the guys and girls a chance to have a bit of fun with the usual races, and then eventually those usual races just get into that red mist zone. And then it doesn't matter who's behind the wheel or who's alongside you. That's when they start to put the pressure onto you, and you'll feel that pressure. But this is a valiant drive here from Fanie De Villiers. He'll be pretty impressed with his first outing here in the Nash Sports. Nash Motorsport providing all of these vehicles today, and a massive thanks to both Matt Nash and to James Forbes as we're coming into lap number 7. Front end, it's the green nose there, and that looks like Shane Kroon starting to come from the back end as well, looking for a chance to squeeze through. So it's O'Sullivan, Paul Sullivan, I beg your pardon, and oh, there's a mistake, big mistake in turn 4, looping it out. That looks like it was Kroon. Yeah, Shane Kroon I think got that out of shape with the green nose, trying to get it back on track now, stuck in the kiddie litter. Shows you once again just how quickly things can go wrong in a race car. Unfortunately, that's a man who spends a bit of time in a race car, so you'll know exactly what to do. Sometimes the celebrities get caught out and eventually end up doing similar mistakes, but as you can see, the race continues at the front end, and we'll have to wait and see who's going to get that checkered flag. Remember, there is only a couple of corners still to go in this one as they head up towards AMG on the left-hand side. Hard braking, and looks like James Forbes is going to try and hang on for this one. Or is he? Is he going to be bettered here coming into the closing stages? Forbes in the 12 car. 888 was Snyman, 146 was Jackie Morrison. The 46 car of Andrew Texera in the mix as well. But eventually the checkered flag is going to be coming out for these guys and heading down to the last corner, G&H Transport, for the last time. Oh, we've got a change up. There you go. Big change up. Looks like there might have been a small issue there on the lead car, and that's given an opportunity here possibly to Shane Kroon to come through for the win. De Villiers still coming up to the top of the hill, completing his final lap now in anger. And he maintains, still continuing very nicely. Nothing wrong with that, Fanie. Good, a little bit off the apex there. Could have worked on that, but of course for his first time out, he'll be joining the likes of the late great Clive Rice. And of course he was part and parcel of Zwartkops' Trans-Africa racing team for a long, long time. Garth LaRue, another man who also spent a bit of time from the cricketing world in motorsport. And Fanie De Villiers now becomes the third fast bowler to join us on Racing with Celebs. After the break, we'll be back with Johan and Fanie De Villiers with Racing with Celebs and Nash Motorsport. We go straight into race number 2. Let's see if he can hang on to the lead a little bit longer this time, if he's able to get ahead. He goes down into turn 1. A little bit of a wide line there from Fanie as he comes into turn 1, but he manages to get the whole shot. The rest of the pack lining up behind him. There's 2 cars right with him, and then a battle for 4 cars in the second pack. Back on board with Fanie as we come out of turn 2. And heading up towards turn 3, he'll be looking in those rearview mirrors to ensure that no one comes up on his right-hand side. He carries good corner speed through there in turn 3. Looks like there might have been just a small issue in the background, but looks like Kroon is back again. Yeah, he's definitely gone a little bit quicker this time. He sits comfortably there in the second spot, and the rest of the pack starting to sort themselves out here just in the background. Watching to pick up on those numbers. The 9 car there, of course, is Paul Sullivan. He's fighting there with Texera and Jackie Morrison at the back end of the field, but at the front end, they're all starting to close down onto the back of Fanie De Villiers, our celebrity here in the Nash Motorsport. And this little car has got a superb little turn of pace around the circuit, particularly at Zwartkops, goes really, really well. And of course they are manufactured only just down the road, so certainly incredible to see how these guys have gone from what was originally a concept car and now being put, of course, into full flight here in Racing for Celebs, as well as in the South African Endurance Championship and in the Sports Car Championship. So these are definitely entry-level sports cars that you want to have a chat to Nash Motorsport about if you're looking to get into the world of motorsport and don't want to be spending too much money, but you want something that's going to be reliable. These things are incredibly reliable. And in some of the South African Endurance Championships so far, they've actually ended up in the top 3 at one point in time as well, which is great. Top 3 at this stage has now become a top 4 as they come under braking for turn 5. And it's still De Villiers out front, but you can see he's starting to make a little bit of mistake there. The pressure is starting to be put on. And it looks like we've got a little passenger riding in car 2 there as well, getting an opportunity to be up close and personal in amongst the action as they come out of turn 7. Down the hill out of 7 now and into the braking point for turn 8, G&H Transport corner. With the 2 green-nosed cars there just behind Fanie De Villiers, but De Villiers is hanging on this time. De Villiers, I think, has realized where he made his mistake last time. He doesn't want to do it again. But as they come across the line, oh, there you go, pulling through and making it to Kroon and the passenger by the looks of things, and then into third place. The third place car now applying the pressure. 4 and 5 have joined the pack. There are 5 cars now fighting for the lead. And this is exactly what you would see in a normal endurance championship race. De Villiers has dropped back ever so slightly. Looks like he's been outgunned there. Yes, he has. Outgunned ever so slightly there by the normal racing drivers. All part and parcel of how they do this. And oh, he's gone off. De Villiers runs off. He managed to catch it though. That's great recovery. So what would we call that? That would probably be a wide, hey? Yes, definitely a wide there. Sorry, Fanie. That was a bit wide on the track there, buddy. Stay on the black stuff. Between the white lines is where you want to race. But you got another chance at it, so there you go. Can he close things down, though? I don't think there's enough time for him to close things down. He's too far back on the lead cars, but the lead cars are getting away. 3 of them, and having a superb little battle at the front end here, which is exactly what happens in the real world of racing as well. Out of turn 4, up towards the top of the hill they go. And waiting to see what's going to happen now under braking for turn 5. Still a little fight to be had here between these 3. It's not over. They've left Fanie De Villiers behind. And he'll be, well, they're all coming through there and looking for a chance. But there you go, slotting through. Nice move coming out of turn 5, setting it up for turn 6, and now cementing it as they come down the hill. And only a couple of corners and laps to go for these guys. Brilliant stuff from our Racing with Celebs crew here, and of course from the Nash Motorsport team, who have come out to help us with this edition. And Fanie De Villiers, I think, has loved every minute of being out there in this car. He comes out of the final turn and heads on to possibly his last lap there, but a good drive so far. He hasn't finished completely last, which is a good thing. Let's see if we can keep it all together now and maybe finish up just ahead of a couple of the other cars there. I think that might be James Forbes, who's on his tail. We'll wait and see as they come up to the top of the hill for the last time now. Late braking required. Are we going to see the dual cockpit machine there to hang on for the win? I think there's a good possibility. 4 cars within half a second of each other, heading down towards the final corner. That's exactly what usually happens in this category when they're racing on the normal racetracks around the country. Down on the braking point and down into the final corner. Checkered flag is waiting. And a nice run there to the line. And brilliant stuff from Nash Motorsport team and all the Nash Motorsport drivers here with Racing with Celebs. Fanie De Villiers now coming down the hill. Can he keep out the last ditch effort here? I don't think anyone's going to get past him. No. He manages to run great corner speed, probably one of his best corner speeds. He's run out of turn 8 there and comes across the line for the checkered flag. Brilliant stuff there from Fanie De Villiers as he heads into pit lane. We'll go down there and catch up with him and find out how his day's gone.
I must admit, you try and remember everything that's been taught and told to you. You try and be cool, calm and collective on top, but underneath you pedal like hell. It's unbelievable. This is more calculated, but James Forbes has done a wonderful job to creating this little car that can be affordable to the normal guy. And I think in hindsight what you've just said, it's actually affordable to the normal person out there, and hence the reason I'll probably be back.
Join us next week as we catch up with Fanie Du Plessis, our next guest on Racing with Celebs.
This was a very difficult show for Johan. As you could see, he was struggling to keep up in the Nash race car. But we forgive him. We all have those celebs that takes us back to a time before cell phones and the internet, when kids were still playing cricket in the streets. We know you are disappointed, but it's time for us to say goodbye. We hope you have enjoyed racing around the track with us. For more information on the series, please visit our Facebook page, Racing with Celebs, or our website, www.racingwithcelebs.co.za. Stay sexy as ya!
Hey, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video.
In this edition of Racing with Celebs, we catch up with Fanie Du Plessis as she makes her way into the world of karting and tells us all about what it's like to be growing up in the musical family she's been brought up in. Absolutely amazing stuff with the MCP karts at Swartkops. We'll see you at Swartkops.